Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 1998 Represent. Today, we're taking a look at WCW versus nWo Revenge. I actually still have my original N64 version right here. I believe it has pretty much everything that came with it. Let's take a look at this. So we're just going to discuss the game today and then do some gameplay as well. So there's the box. We have, I believe, a poster in here. Actually, don't know if I ever actually even unfolded this thing, but let's see what we have. So we have our, gotta flip it around. Oh, it's upside down. But yeah, the poster on the back is a poster for WCW Nitro. Apparently Nitro, I never played Nitro, but it was apparently a pretty bad game overall, at least compared to this one. So there's a poster. We have the instruction booklet here. Registration card for it. Some Nintendo Power stuff. Information about more Nintendo information. And then the actual game itself. You know, still in really good condition because it's like whatever. But so yeah, that is just the content of that box. And I'm gonna get my notes out here. We're going to discuss this just. It's a really good wrestling game. One of the better wrestling games on the system. One thing I like about this game and this whole series, because it was started off with WCW versus nWo World Tour the year before. Then we got Revenge, and then in 1999 we got WrestleMania 2000, and then in 2000 we got WWF No Mercy. So World Tour, Revenge, WrestleMania 2000, and then No Mercy. So just some quick notes on this that I wrote down here. So the game was initially released October 26, 1998. It's the follow-up to WCW versus nWo World Tour. It was made by Askmic/Aki Games, published by THQ. One thing I really love about this series of games, and just that time period in general, is each game in this series, it didn't take away anything from the previous games usually. It just always added to them. There's been some more modern wrestling games where, for some reason, features and modes, entire modes, have been, removed from one year to the next. And sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. In these games, basically everything that was in the previous game is then been kind of carried over to the next game, and then they just make the game better. I remember even the older SmackDown games. Would be like, hey, we had a pretty big roster last time. The next game comes out with an even bigger roster. Revenge is no exception. It had a larger roster than the one before it. So this one had new game modes. I believe a championship mode. It had a mode for basically battle royale, where you could go between either basically play as between 4 and 40 wrestlers. You were only able to ever have 4 in the ring at a time. But whenever somebody got eliminated, they would bring in another wrestler, and the goal was to basically just be like last person standing, basically last one in the ring. Great 4-player action in this game. So basically, I remember even people that weren't even really into wrestling loved this game just because it was a really good 4-player game. Same with the other ones. Let's see here. The license after this game switched out, so it was. This company did 2 WCW games. They did World Tour, then this, and then they went on, and the licensing switched. So EA took over the WCW games, and THQ and this company Aki took over the WWF games. And the WCW games that EA made were pretty bad. I remember there was like WCW Mayhem, and I think like Backstage Assault. They just weren't very good. This one had more arenas, just better gameplay overall than the previous game, I think. It even added in, it wasn't quite there yet, but they added in some slight customization to where you can change out wrestlers' costumes. You can basically give them different clothing options. For example, you can take Hulk Hogan and change out his gear to be Macho Man's gear, that kind of thing. So it wasn't quite create a wrestler, but it was kind of like where it kind of started. And then in WrestleMania 2000, we got the full-on creation mode. And then that got even better and bigger in WWF No Mercy. No Mercy is kind of the pinnacle of this era of wrestling games. It's still one of the best wrestling games of all time. This one is also just quite good, quite amazing. Have some basic information up here about the game. So let's see. Let's see. Revenge. The grappling system was really great. I remember this was the highest selling third party game on the N64 for a little bit. It was like the following year there was like an IGN article written about it, where at the time that article was written, this was the best selling third party game on the Nintendo 64. I remember picking this game up in conjunction with, I believe in the Beastie Boys episode, we talked about Hello Nasty. I picked up that CD that same day, picked up some awesome headphones. I remember just jamming to Hello Nasty while playing this. Like, I just didn't want to just choose one, so I'm like, okay, we'll play the game with and listen to the Beastie Boys CD. We're going to jump into some gameplay for this, so we'll be right back with that, and we're going to switch the camera around, and we're going to get the... going to be playing it on an emulator. I don't have a way to actually capture off of my N64 just yet, but we are going to switch into the emulator and play some of the game. I'm going to show you the gameplay. Again, this whole series of wrestling games is just amazing, and I'm kind of excited about the AEW game because I think the AEW game is supposed to be done kind of in this style, not graphically, but the gameplay is supposed to be more similar to this than some of the more modern wrestling games. Like, I really still like the new, like, WWE games, but this one is just, this whole series was great because the controls were easy enough to learn, and the newer games, the controls are a little bit more complicated. As the game evolves, of course, the controls are going to get more complex, but this one had a very simple control scheme, and it was basically simple yet very effective. So, again, we're going to jump into the gameplay, and we'll be right back with that. Alright, we're back now in Project 64. We're looking at the game. So, you just had various modes. Championship mode. You can go for the tag titles, the cruiserweight title, or the U.S. heavyweight title. Exhibition is just what it sounds like, a regular match. You do a single match or tag. You have a special match option, which is going to be Battle Royale or Handicap match. Costume change is where you can edit wrestlers. So you can go down here. We have Scott Hall. You can change their name and their short name, and then you can just switch out costumes. Like I said, it's not quite create a wrestler, but it's kind of at least a step in that direction. So here he is wearing La Parka's gear. You can change the color of it and so on. And then we have options. I always like to play on hard just because it felt like more like a wrestling match if you're playing on hard because you have better reversals and stuff like that. And we just had a huge roster in this game too. So it's a single match. You can play on Monday Nitro. You can play at Sold Out, Super Brawl, Bash at the Beach, Halloween Havoc, or Starrcade. They can do, 1 player versus 2, 1 player versus CPU, or just CPU versus CPU. And just the roster is huge in this game. So in this one, this is the nWo Black and White. We had Hollywood Hogan. We have the Giant, Bryan Adams, Scott Hall, Scott Norton, Buff Bagwell, Eric Bischoff, and then Scott Steiner. And then if you go over here, you have the nWo Wolfpack, the red and black. So here we have Kevin Nash, we have Sting, Lex Luger, Macho Man, and Conan. Then you get the Ravens flock here. So you have Raven, Lodi, Scotty Riggs, or just Riggs as they call them, Sick Boy, and then there was Reese. And here we get into the WCW roster. We have DDP, Goldberg, Bret Hart, Chris Benoit, Rick Steiner, Fit Finlay, and Booker T. In WCW 2, we have Perry Saturn, Disco Inferno, Jim Neidhart, the British Bulldog, Glacier, We have Van Hammer as well. And then in WCW 3, there's Yugi Nagata, Larry Zbyszko, La Parka, and Stevie Ray. WCW 4, probably my favorite section in this is this WCW 4. The Cruiserweights are in there, so there's Chris Jericho. Oh, wait, go back. Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, Psychosis, Rey Mysterio Jr., Dean Malenko, one of my favorites in the game. Juventud Guerrera. Oh, gotta go back. Ultimo Dragon, Chavo Guerrero Jr., and Alex Wright. Then you go to the EWF. I think some of these are like the fictional wrestlers. There was the Aki Man or AKI Man, Shogun, Executioner, Dr. Frank, Jekyll, and Maya Inkaboy. Then there's the DAW with Hawk Hana, Kim Chi, Dake Ken, Rakowski, Ming Chi, and Hanzoman. But we're going to go to WCW 3, I think, right? 4, actually. I always like Dean Malenko, so we can play as him, and we'll go against Jericho on Monday Nitro. I mean, sounds like we're back in 1998 already, so 30-minute time limit, ring count out is 20, and there is disqualification. No DQ is on. Oh, so no DQ is on, meaning you're basically going to get disqualified if you use weapons. And here we have Chris Jericho. They were basically like fighting each other in 1998 in some really good matches, and they had a pretty good storyline like that summer, I think. And again, I'm playing on hard, so it's been where the AI will reverse you more often. It makes for a better match overall, I think, though. And even, like, the attention to detail on, like, the costuming here is, I just saw the 1004 on Jericho's trunks. Because Dean Malenko is known as the man of 1,000 holds, and Jericho claimed he knew 1,004 holds. And it was a really great segment. I'll leave the link in the description to where you can check that out if it's still around, where Jericho has, like, a huge printout of all the moves that he knows. Armbar being one of them. Alright, let's see what we can do here. And I just love the caricature, I can't pronounce it, of the referee in the bottom corner. I don't remember which one that was. I think it's Mark Curtis, but I'm not sure, or who that was based on, but... Alright, let's see what we can do. Okay. trying to reverse some of these holds here. And he's going to get special pretty soon as well. Alright. I don't think you're going to be winning this match here. Or maybe we're going to take it to the outside. Oh, that actually paid off, alright? Just stare down, gotta love that. Alright, he didn't activate that meter in time, so it went back to normal. Could use that to our advantage here. The animations in this game, I believe these are all kind of hand animated. They were probably basing them off of... Can't believe they got a 2 count off the cocky pin there. Oh jeez. Alright. I reverse a reversal. And now here comes Juventud Guerrera. He's probably coming in to help Jericho, I think. Oh no, it's coming in to help me. Alright, cool. Let's see if they can get the special. It's weird because sometimes you never know. You don't really know who's coming in to help who. Oh, double team suplex? Cool. Let's get him up. Hopefully I can get a special on him. There we go. Into the cloverleaf. He's probably too close to the ropes though. The funny thing was the interference is the interference is sometimes inexplicable of why they're coming out to help you. Like, it's just funny. It's classic. All right, I'm in the walls of Jericho. I'm in the ropes though. Another double team move. Love this thing here. Run him into the post. Let's go to the top. Oh, double stomp. Coup de grace, basically. Alright, we got to get back into the ring here, because we have a count of 20 to get out. So Jericho's got special now. Get back into the ring. Alright, let him back in the ring, Juventud. Come on, Jericho, get back in. Oh. Oh, he's reversing it. Cool, cool. Alright, another special. Let's get him up. Middle of the ring and hit him with the cloverleaf. See if he'll tap. Got to the ropes. Another cloverleaf. And now Eddie Guerrero's running in to help Oh, Eddie's going to the top. Got to move out of the way. Oh, hit me with the missile dropkick there. I should be in the yeah, I'm in the ropes. German release suplex. Seems like a kick out of this. Oh, 2 count. All right, cool. All right, let's get Jericho to the middle of the ring again. Another clover leaf. They always have an ability to really kind of slide toward the ropes. It's kind of weird, but... Oh, man. That was a pretty good reversal, though, by Jericho. Then you get a score at the end of the game there, so 4,825 points. But that's going to do it for this video. I definitely, absolutely love WCW versus nWo Revenge. Just an amazing wrestling game overall. And like I said, an amazing series, starting with World Tour, then going to Revenge, getting even better with WrestleMania 2000, and then kind of hitting its pinnacle with No Mercy. But that's been this episode of 1998 Represent. We'll be back again pretty soon with another video. Don't know what we're going to be doing yet, but we'll come up with something. Until next time, thanks again for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Take care, and have a good one.